us today. Time now for Jeff's Car Culture, the effect of car clubs and the effect that car clubs have had on us.
Sure. And as if a classic car and customs didn't have enough history of their own, car clubs bring another aspect of excitement to the culture. For many individuals, the film American Graffiti, Don, was an intriguing and mesmerizing look into the past lifetime. Being given a slight glimpse into the Pharaoh's Car Club, that was the gang back then, there was always a wonder towards what that lifestyle would be like in a tangible scale. Car clubs weren't always the way that the majorities of them are today. Now they're peaceful and altruistic, so good for them. Car clubs have been around since the automobile was available to the general public. The individual's interpretation of how make a factory production look better or how to make the machines faster, stronger were always the top priorities. Groups of builders, drivers, they used to stake out the availability of back roads before the drag strips were created.
Absolutely.
The existence of car clubs has kept the pursuit of building and restructuring cars popular to this day. Through the 50s and 60s, car clubs became immensely popular for building faster and the one-off looking cars. The process involved chopping, channeling, splicing different parts of the car, different pieces, to make a wild creation. The NASCAR and the Southern California Timing Association gained tremendous fan following. Street racing also arose from that time, within that time frame. With street racing came territory. Builders flocked together to create the meanest of the mean street machine in order to race down the local strip. With the desire of speed also came the importance of being flashy and standing out, Don, from the normal appearance of everyone else's cars.
What are you saying?
I'm telling you. Clubs would hold local events flaunting their custom creations around the neighborhoods, while other car clubs would join to flaunt off their own. With blood boiling about those who was better and who was worse and who was faster, tempers would flare into violent outbursts. One notorious example was the territory battles that happened in Artesia, California in 1959, March to be exact, while hosting a meeting with 16 members of the Dutchman Car Club, suffered a brutal attack by the Townsman Car Club. Allegedly 30 members were involved. The rumble took place at the Moose Lodge Hall on East Artesia Boulevard, March 25th. For months, the investigation went on. The outcome ended up with 13 townsmen arrested. Members of them confessed to the crime. The experience was thought to be the end of the Long Beach Car Club scene. Well, while the spirit of territory was simmered down and less violent, car club scene pursued to gain the respect throughout building outstanding hot rods and the customs. While still having separate desires of what's cool and what's not, there's still outspoken opinion between the groups. Whether or not chopped or dropped is the way to go. Billet everything, that's just your taste. Opinions on greasers versus gold chainers, well, that's always a popular opposite. Despite the difference between the culture and different clubs, there will always be one thing in common: the love that each of us have for their cars, and moving on to what could become even a better organization. So there you go, classic cars.
You know, Don, George said that you started a club in Westbury.
I did not. It was kind of a club. We didn't have a name. It was just a bunch of us friends hanging together. We didn't have a club per se with a name.
Yeah, everybody had that. You had, your buddies in the neighborhood. You get together you go to Don's house and bring your cars over, and we'll, tune them up or talk shop.
We went over to Ross's house with his 55 Chevrolet and his hot rod engine and open headers and all that stuff. And I'll never forget the last time I saw that car. He had done a bunch of work to it and didn't adjust the valves. Okay, before he started it, tried to start it, and it coughed and sputtered and bent every push rod in it, like that. That was the end of that.
Jason, when Jason had his 50 Chevy, they had his buddies from school, so they would go over to like your house for a weekend and work on your hot rod, and then in a couple of weeks, when everybody's got time, they'd come over to somebody else's house.
Did that.
It could involve painting, it could involve wiring, it could, whatever the case.
We had a group like that. We go from one house to the next one. But we call ourselves the Greasy Wrench Garage.
I believe it.
Officially,
I believe that.
Let me see your fingernails. There you go.
But
you've turned into an old man.
I know.
Or maybe you've always been an old man.
Well, not quite. Just since yesterday.
Okay. All right. Time now.